Hello, my dear Capricorn. This is the love reading, a prediction for the month of September with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. I have exciting news for you. From the middle of September, I will start to do the love and spirituality readings again for all the signs. And the first one out will be for Libra season, September 23rd to October 22nd. These readings are aimed towards you growing personally and thereby make you able to attract a better love life and life overall for yourself. I stopped doing them last winter fall due to declining interest, but now when YouTube is positioning my videos better again, I will make a new attempt to take another week of my normal work schedule and do these readings for you. And if they are a success, I will keep on doing them. And this reading is dedicated to Belinda that made a donation for Capricorn. Thank you, Belinda. And if you also want to sponsor a reading from me, you can follow the donation link in the description box. And this reading that we are doing now will be a love reading for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising Sign and Venus, Vedic or Tropical. The reading can go both ways. The drama is the same, but it can be different castings to the different roles by the universe. So when I tell you that this is you, it might as well be the person or the situation you are dealing with. So use your own intuition and recognition to determine who is who in this video for you. And if you need more information or help after you have listened to this reading, you can turn to the love readings for Virgo season that is already up. Today is the 5th day of Virgo season. And it can be a good idea to rewatch your reading from this period. You can also check out Pick a Card and Near Personal readings on the first page of my channel. Click the headline of each playlist to see all the videos that the playlist contains. So now I will start shuffling your cards, and I use the Golden Universal Tarot with Roberto De Angelis. And when I open your deck here, I see a lot of fire. Knight of Wands in the reverse together with King of Wands. So this might be a little bit a battle of strength, okay? Battle of wit, and maybe also a battle in stubbornness, okay? So I pull the Divine with Love and Light. And here we have the Seven of Swords with the King of Wands in the reverse. Some of you might be dealing with a Leo, Sagittarius or an Aries, but this can also show you or whatever sign. It just shows the personality trait here. And it's a Seven of Swords with the King of Wands in the reverse. So I'm getting a sense of a person that thinks that they are too good to waste time with people that there's no use to talk to. So that is what I'm feeling. So we see these people turning their back towards each other here. So I call the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world. And here we have Judgment with the 7 of Swords still in the reverse. So 7 of Swords in the reverse is when someone's manipulation and tricks and lies have backfired on them a little bit. And we can see that the Divine here is maybe putting out some tripping wire for this person, so they will end with their lies and deception. But sometimes it's also a little bit milder form of this. It doesn't mean that a person is a liar. It can be that the person has very low self-esteem and thinks that there's no use. So they're kind of being a little bit like a victim and not putting in effort into anything. They're just sliding in between with everything, because what's the use to put in energy into anything when it's not going to work out anyway? So it can be a little bit slippery energy like that, but the Divine is keeping its eye on this, and it might be that you are doing this too, that you are seeing what is going on and kind of being a little bit irritated by it. So I call the 6 elements, and here we have the another Knight in the reverse. It's the Knight of Cups. So Knight of Cups, Knight of Wands. It might be that you have more than one suitor, or that there's a third party situation here with this, what's going on. And there's the Knight of Cups in the reverse is very flickery. It's like one day they are totally into you and they are whispering sweet nothingness in your ear. Next day you see them at the coffee shop with someone else. Okay, so it's a person again that's kind of getting their self-esteem from things, object, what people say to them on the outside of themselves. So they always need confirmation and people admiring them around the clock, because they are not really admiring themselves. So knights are usually younger people or a little bit immature people, or very people that's a little bit impulsive, jumping into conclusion, can't stick to anything or anyone. Particularly since these knights came in the reversed. In other case, they are a little bit more enthusiastic and a little bit more powerful. But in the reverse, it shows like a little bit weak characters. So 6 elements: earth, wind, fire, water, spirit and ether, to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Capricorn viewers. So I want my dear Capricorn to have love in their lives and to find themselves in loving relationships. I also want you to have creative success and to be able to walk on the highest path towards your highest destiny. Okay. So I will just tune in for a few seconds here to your situation in September, Capricorn. Okay, so this is the new bottom of the deck, and it's the 9 of Cups. So I'm thinking the King of Wands here in the reverse is kind of keeping themselves cool through all of this, finding happiness and blessings in their own life, and they really don't need the attention from these knights. Okay, and this is the old bottom of the deck, and here you probably got more hurt by the knights' activities. Okay, their inconsistencies, their lies, their deceptions, their crappy self-esteem that made them act like this and be superficial and not being able to connect with you on a real level. So it seems like this is you are handling this better and better, Capricorn. Okay, so this is what's on your mind, about the person most on your mind, and this is the situation with said person, and this is what's on their mind about you. This is your feelings and attachment towards this person, and this is the bond between you two, and this is their feelings and attachment towards you, and this is your behaviors and attitudes, the outcome for September, and their behaviors and attitudes towards you. So this can be your lover, your best friend, it can be more than one person, it can be your family, how they are treating you, co-workers, and so on. Okay, so we start with the situation here. And it's the 4 of Pentacles in the reverse. So I'm feeling the King of Wands again here, letting this go. Okay, so I'm thinking you are letting difficult people and situations go because it's beneath you, basically. And this is what's on your mind, about the person most on your mind. And it's the Ace of Coins in the reverse. So you don't want to give this situation another chance. Is this Ace of Coins that's also in the middle here? You're just dropping the ball on this person or these people. No, not worth the waste of your time. So this is what's on their mind with about you. And we have the Sun in the reversed. So it comes Leo energy here again. I'm thinking you're acting like a real leader in this situation, like really calm and full of self-esteem. And while this comes in the reverse, I'm feeling that they don't get the same attention from you that they did before. So you're not feeding. I told you. You remember I told you that they are getting their self-esteem from outwardly gratification. So for example, if someone giving them compliments, or if they have someone says that, oh, you have a really nice car, things like this, or that they can score some points in their bedpost maybe. But here with this in the reverse, it's kind of a little bit shaky for them. They might not really get the attention that they want. it's kind of bad weather, bad hair day, and suddenly they don't seem to have their mojo on, so they don't feel as attractive as they might have done before. And I'm thinking it's partly because you're ignoring them or dropping the ball on them here. So this is the bond between you two, and it's the Magician. So it's this tricks back and forth, that there's no real honesty. This is very narcissistic energy coming in here, with a person only looking to what they can get from you, how they can control you, how they can manipulate you, trick you, and make you kind of, they say jump and you say how high. And 1 and 19, 19, 1 plus 9, 10, 1 plus 0, 1. So they are all connected. The 10 is the Wheel of Fortune. So it's how they try to control the universe almost. Like the Wheel of Fortune is the universe and karma and destiny and how your life plays out. It's like when you roll a dice, they are trying to control the roll of that dice. So I'm thinking this is a very scared person, that they can't feel like I don't mind what happens, or I accept what happens, or that problems are small, I am big. They get very frustrated with problems or heartbreak, things like this is very hard for them to get over. So they put in a lot of effort into controlling other people and situations so that it will be to their liking. And if you are not controllable, if they can't press your buttons anymore and get you to jump in the way that they did before, maybe by, for example, hurting you. So you would ask, oh, what's going on? What's the matter? Why are you doing me like this? And they can kind of play you with this, your pain. And if you are not, we saw with the King of Wands, kind of uninterested, this person is not up for games and plays either. We can see on their little face that they don't like games, okay? It's very funny. And so I don't think they can trigger you in the way that they might have been able to do before, okay? So this is your feelings and attachment towards them, and we can see again it's Leo energy. So you're kind of rising above, taming your instincts. You're not letting the triggers trigger you anymore. You're rising above. You're becoming this grown-up, taking care of yourself, parenting yourself in difficult situations and saying, nah, I don't have to bother about this. That's that person's problem. And in the same time, you're not being particularly vindictive, or it doesn't seem like you want to really take revenge on the person for how they did you. It's more like you just, it doesn't matter, you don't care, you're so over it, okay? So the Strength card is also passion. So I'm thinking you're still kind of attracted to the person, but you're trying to tame yourself. Why we are attracted to a person that's like this, it's usually because we ourselves have a trauma, but because you're treating yourself so well in this situation, it might as well be that you are healing your trauma as we speak, okay? This is their feelings and attachment, and we have a Queen of Swords here. So they're trying to be very cold with this. I think this is their game. They want you to be all emotional and jump in the air when they are playing you. So I'm hearing a song here. Heart strings. There's two songs with heartstrings, or maybe one is stitches. Well, I can't really determine what melody it is. Maybe it's both. We'll see. Okay, so I think they're trying to play you, and they're trying to save themselves by acting very cold and indifferent. And this is their game. So this have worked for them so far, and it makes them very disconnected from their feelings. They're also trying to disconnect from you. This is probably also part of their game, how they're doing this. It's they're making you jump through hoops, and if you don't jump anymore, they cut the cords with you, because then you are not decent supply anymore. Okay, so this is your behaviors and attitudes towards them, and it's 8 of Swords, so it's about freeing oneself from prison and we have the 8 strength card here, and this is the 8 of swords. So this is again your triggers, how you wanted to please people or be worthy of love and things like this. So they were able to press your button and make you jump, but now you're freeing yourself from this. It doesn't matter anymore. You love yourself, you respect yourself. What other people think, it's kind of up to them. So you're really doing a good job here with detaching from this situation that anyway isn't giving you anything. You're just being kind of used and abused here by people with maybe real psychological difficulties that they are struggling with. Okay, so this is the other person's behavior and attitude. So they act very dramatic. They don't feel dramatic, but this might be the next card up their sleeve that if they are not able to make you jump by pressing your buttons, they might start to become over dramatic. Why don't you answer my calls? I called you this many times, you haven't answered, as it's your duty to answer the phone here. And might other things in this same kind of type of behavior where they're trying to make you feel guilty for not treating them well, when it's really the other way around. So it's almost like they're trying to gaslight you a little bit here with making you believe that you are the one that has done these bad things, the same thing that they might have done for years. And now when you are starting to say no and I don't care, then you are the bad person here. Okay, so they will play this card that they are hurt and you have done wrong by them, and they might be really over, like a little bit dramatic. Okay, so this is the outcome for you in September, and it's the 7 of Wands. So it's Leo in March. So it's March is a warrior planet. So it's again this King of Wands doesn't care. Okay, I can't fight for you anymore. I can't help you. I'm too tired. You can deal with your own difficulties. I'm kind of over it. It was fun in the beginning. It triggered me. I was emotional. But now I've healed thanks to this person maybe, or people like this. And now it doesn't trigger me anymore. So I don't have the wounds in the same place. So I don't feel like I need to make an effort for you anymore, because there's no... my emotions inside of me are calm. So you can't trigger me. And when you can't trigger me, it means my wounds are healed. So I don't have to try and fight to make this work. Okay? So this is what this grumpy person is feeling, and I'm thinking the grumpy person is you. Okay, so I'll take advice card from Wisdom of the House of Night Oracle cards with PC Cast and Colette Baron Reed. So, advice for my dear Capricorn. Obedience. Okay. 48. So I know this text might sound a little bit scary, but it's actually, I'm thinking it's the 8 of Swords that you are liberating yourself from. So I'll read this. There are rules for everything, and it's the rules that you have lived by when the 8 of Swords was in the upright position. The sun rises and the moon sets, and they dance together in perfect steps. What rules are you considering when you ask your question? You will be sorry if you are going to break a rule that is in place to protect you and others. And this is what this person knows here, that you want to follow rules, you want to do the right thing, you want to be a good person. So first they have triggered you into not being a good person themselves, so they could make you jump through hoops like this, and they could get you to where they wanted you. And now when you don't care for this anymore, they try to tell you that you are a bad person and this is going to have consequences, because now they're trying to scare you with this stuff here. What's the reason to you being so easily manipulated in the first place? Even though you may not like authority right now, this is a time to obey what has already been set in motion. This is a time to learn the lay of the land and to follow the customs that keep things in order. learn the steps of the dance before you attempt to change them to suit you. So you see, this is what this person have done all along. And now when you are doing a little bit revolution, it's like this, almost like this guillotine is hanging over your head and threatening to, punish you. But it didn't really punish this person. Okay, and why is that? Because that's kind of your job, okay? It's everyone's responsibility to teach other people where our boundaries are at and what we tolerate and what we don't tolerate. But with you, before, you were emotionally triggered by this situation and they could manipulate you. So you let them kind of become totally full of themselves and their own magical powers. And they thought that they were free of the consequences from the universe. But they still know that you fear stuff like this. So now they are trying to trigger you like this and make you go back and into the prison again. Okay. So I will also take an advice card for this other person. And we have reminder, don't forget. I think it's a lot of things this person have forgotten. My child, sometimes I need to remind you of a lesson you may have already learned. When I provide you with a familiar situation, will you follow the same path blindly or choose another direction? When you draw the symbol for reminder, you are being asked to remember all you have learned about life and love up till now. Don't forget what you know already, as it isn't necessary to learn the same thing twice. Then again, how else do you learn? Keep the faith and be good to yourself. You can always start again if you make a mistake. If you stumble, I will surely catch you. Remember what you know. I'm thinking one reason to why this person is acting like this, it's because they have a trauma that has disconnected them from a personality that they really have. And it might be that personality that you fell in love with from the first place, that you fell in love with the real soul behind it all. And then you have been really confused by the persona that they are showing towards you, how they are trying to control the situation in different ways. But it seems like this, what's going on now, can actually make this person remember who they really are, and maybe in the longer perspective reconnect with that more humble part of their soul. Okay, so I'll also take an oracle card from this Wisdom of Avalon oracle cards. It's also with Colette Baron Reed. So for you first, and we have trust. So I will read trust for you. 47. So it's about this, your fear of being gruesomely punished if you disobey and become your own authority. That's really dangerous, because you have been through stuff you as well, being executed, persecuted, put in prison, things like that. So you have learned to become very obedient, and that there's consequences, and that's why this person could make you jump through hoops. So it's not about forgetting all about consequences. It's just about trusting yourself. We are living in a time right now when we are a little bit more free. Go back a couple of 100 years and we will still be almost slave to authority, and authority could do whatever they wanted with us. And I think authority at that point had a lot of these mental issues. Now when you're freeing yourself, that is shaking the very ground that everything is built on. So it's a little bit of a revolution, but it has already happened in many layers like this. So we are already pretty free in many countries. But of course, there's always authorities or people like this that wants to control things, that want to drag us back into the dark ages. Okay. So, do you have issues with fate? Do you have expectations of betrayal? Do you trust the mystery? Do you insist on mapping each tiny detail of your life, believing yourself to be the center of the universe? This marker reminds you that trust is required to move forward on your path. Believe and trust in a higher power is about having faith that the outcome will be what it should be. No matter what it is. It is timely for you to place your trust in the divine, in your angels, and in the knowledge that there is a divine plan for all. So you actually have a little bit of this personality trait too. So you're trying to control the outcome by being like a goody-goody. And that is another way we can control and manipulate things. So this person comes almost like your shadow in the outside world, so you can see it, and you can identify also that you have this problem with trying to control everything. But in your case, it's much about you have tried to control yourself, so nothing bad would happen. And this person have been trying to control other people. This marker also asks you to remember that humankind is imperfect, and even if you place your trust in another, there is a potential for this trust to be broken. This means that you need to be discerning and not trust blindly. Be mindful of who and what you place your trust in. Is this person, thing, or situation worthy? In a relationship between you and the mystery, you and the god, goddess, and you and the divine living planet, there is a sacred relationship where trust is never broken. Only you can break it by forgetting who you are, a spirit in temporary human form. Remember who you are. And we can see that this person have forgotten. It might be that you have forgotten a little bit too, but it's mainly this that you have been so fearful of doing the wrong thing, is what I'm feeling. And also remember that, especially for cross-watcher, you can find yourself here and the Capricorn here. So it can be the roles in the reversed. So, okay, I will take also an oracle card for the opposite energy here. And we have the Grail Knight. So I think this person really want to be the knight in shining armor for you, male or female. It's just that when they have put their trust in things and taken responsibility and really tried their best to be this good person and to save everyone and to fulfill their responsibility to other people, I think life has been a little bit cruel towards them and maybe stolen all these people away, and maybe dead because of war or famine or starvation or authorities stomping in and doing their business. So I think this is a mask, a protection to not ever have to be that weak person that get things stolen from them. And to not have things stolen from you sometimes also means that you can't have anything that's valuable. So they can't let anyone into their heart. But there's a Grail Knight inside of there. It's just that it's deeply buried. Okay, so romance, illusion, seeking the sacred. Romance and the seeking of that which is sacred, such as the mission of the Grail Knight. He represents the coming together of all elements to form perfect life through a union of heaven and heart, or he signifies a romantic union of lover with lover. In the beginning of all relationship, there's a time when everything seems to be perfect. One seeks out the discovery of love in the treasures of the other, all the while holding up a mirror in which beauty and perfection are being reflected. There's both truth and illusion. So when you fall in love with someone, you usually fall in love with parts of yourself that maybe you think that you are not particularly funny, and then you fall in love with someone that's funny to kind of reawaken and understand that you can be funny too, and you're falling in love with your funny side. So when the Grail, it's just a mirror, okay? The world is a mirror. When the Grail Knight appears, he lets you know that your own beauty, perfection, and innermost desires may be reflected in the mirror that is held up by the love of another. Indeed, love is in the air. Perhaps it's also a time for you to fall in love with yourself. If you don't, you run the risk of attracting the same affirmation from the outside world. Love attracts love. Be love and you shall find love. And if you are scared that you are not worthy of love, you will meet people that thinks that you are not worthy of love. A gentle warning though, light cannot exist without shadow, so don't be fooled by the illusion of perfection. Be willing to see the shadow and ask for honesty, then you can never be disappointed. This is a fortunate omen. So it seems like the divine has some kind of hope for this person. They want you to understand that this is not a bad person. It's just a person that have been through a lot, exactly as you have been through a lot. And it's just struggling, making a lot of mistakes around in this world. We are being dropped here without map and compass, and it's dark, and we're trying to find our way and do the best we can. And we have a lot of fears that tells us, don't go there, don't be like this, don't open up to that, don't trust that person. And this person has a lot of those fears, as you have also a lot of fears. Your fear seems to be to not be appropriate or fit in, and their fear is that things and people will be taken away from them, so they become very like a very sharp soldier to protect what's theirs and see to that nothing is being taken away from them. And that is what makes a war happen. You think you're protecting something, but really you are killing someone else's family. Okay, so my dear Capricorn, I want to thank you so much for watching, and I hope this was helpful. And if you like my content and want to see more videos like this on how to heal yourself and make yourself ready for that true romantic partner of yours, or if you just want to work on your spiritual growth, remember to subscribe and hit that bell notification to get heads up when a new video is ready and waiting for you. The next round of astrological videos will be my love and spirituality readings that I will do in the middle of September for all the signs. And also keep on the lookout for the pick a card readings and the near personal readings that I will spread throughout the month. Thank you so much for being on this journey with me. I'm truly grateful for my wonderful, loving and supporting viewers. And until next time, take really good care and bye-bye.